Today's podcast is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com, naturalbossnh.com, and New Hampshire Vape Gallery. More on that later. Let's get into episode 56 of Talking with Topher. What is happening, TWT fans? It is so good to be back. It is Monday afternoon. It's, April 26th, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Getting started late as usual. Had some wonderful technical difficulties, which I'll get into in a minute. That's right. I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribes, watches, listens, sets those alarms, all of that stuff. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate you coming back week after week, and that's what keeps me coming back week after week. Always so exciting. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, hit those like buttons, set those alarms so you know when all the new episodes upload, and share, rate and review. All of those things are super important to help the podcast grow. So let's do that. I need your help to make this thing grow, and I appreciate it. So check out my email. That's right. If you want to send me an email, send it on over to TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. Again, that is TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. And you can also follow me on all social media. That's right. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, that is Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. You can follow me on all social media. It's a great way to get some extra content throughout the week. And I also let you know what's going on with the podcast. So tune in, follow, and that's it. We're through it. I'm trying to do this faster and faster, get more to the point. And I don't know. For some reason, I feel like there's an echo. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to adjust my levels. Let's get into it, right? I said I had some things to talk about, and I do. Technology. It is just the most fantastic and most frustrating thing ever. So I have been using Filmora to edit my podcast, to add in all the features that you see, beginning, ends, fades, advertisements, all of it. Filmora has been my go-to. It's the one that fit in my budget last year, and I got really used to it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great program. So what I did is I bought it for a year. I'm going to turn this down again. That's better. Wow, man, this thing is loud today. So I want to get the top of the line Filmora, and because I really like the program, and I planned on sticking with it. Okay. I wasn't going to go Adobe because I don't use enough things in Adobe, and I've heard really good things about both, but what I've also heard is you kind of stick with what you're most comfortable with. So I was like, all right, I contacted Filmora. My subscription was coming to its end, and I was like, I need the link for Filmora Pro, because to me, when you put Pro in the front of it, behind it, that means more features, right? And I guess I should have thought of this a little bit differently, but I didn't, and I was like, no, I want Filmora Pro. Now, back in the day, if you bought software, and that software that you purchased that was a final purchase back in the day. So I'm telling these people I want Filmora Pro. I go to buy it out, instead of doing a yearly thing, they kind of got rid of the monthly thing anyways, and then they had a straight up price that you could pay for this thing and never have to pay for it again. So that's exactly what I did. Did this on Sunday. Tried to use Filmora Pro, and it was nothing like what I was used to. And I was like, oh my God, I don't understand what I did wrong. And then I decided to look up videos, how we always do. You do something, then you look up what the video on how to show you how to do it, or how not to do it. And I don't know why I always do this. I should go to the internet first and, look at stuff, get people's reviews. I should do these things, but I don't. I'm impulsive sometimes. So I purchased this, and it's nothing what I wanted. I'm like, oh no. And of course, my brain is stuck in the old ways where software is pretty much a permanent purchase, a final purchase, I should say. So I'm emailing these guys, and I'm like, look, I don't want this. I made a mistake. It doesn't work the same. It was all within a couple hours of purchasing it. And I went back on, and I purchased Filmora X. And amazing editing tool. I just wish that I don't know. I felt like I was stupid. You know what I mean? I just felt really stupid because my monkey brain was like, I need the best of the best, and the best always has pro in the title. So let's purchase that one. And it turns out that pro is for professional editing. Like editing on the fly, editing during a live podcast. So that needs somebody behind it the entire time that you're using it, because it's showing you what's live feeding, and then you can edit stuff in on the live feed. So it shows you both views. It's really, really cool. If you are a professional video editor, I bet you it's really, really nice to be able to use that, all those features. But I don't have a producer. I am the producer. So I can't use something like that. So I didn't realize what I was purchasing. Great. I'm so grateful that the company themselves and the times have changed so much that, they're giving me my money back. I don't know if I'm going to lose the $5 processing fee. I don't really care at this point. But this is where my monkey brain goes. It literally is so stupid that it thinks because the word pro is in the title that means that is the best of the best product. No, today it means this is for a professional. Like, are you editing something for somebody? Are you doing a live show for? It's very, very, professional. And I'm just like, no, it's pro, so it's got to be the best one, and that's the one I purchased. And no, that's not the way these things work today. I should have done more research, but luckily, like I said, amazing company, giving me my money back. Buying software is not the same as it used to be when I was younger, so that was really nice to find out. And now I have Filmora X. I bought it permanently, and that's what I'll be continuing to edit this podcast with. And I'm just really excited to, not have a subscription. I'm happy to have finally made a decision on what editing program to permanently use. So just another notch or another check mark on this podcast journey I'm on. I now have my full-time editing tool, which is going to allow me to check the next box. And I have to tell you, what I get upset with technology all the time, right? Like today, I spent all day yesterday. Well, I can't say all day. I spent a couple hours yesterday updating Filmora, installing the upgrades onto the computer, and then I had to dump the old Filmora. I had to get rid of Filmora Pro So getting all that stuff off the system. And then, of course, Windows had like 15 updates that I missed. Somehow, even though it's on automatic update every night at midnight, I guess when the computer's closed, it doesn't update, which I should know these things. But again, monkey brain kicks in and just kind of like, oh, why didn't it update? I mean, it was closed and off, so why didn't it update, right? So I update the whole thing. I'm up till 1 o'clock in the morning. It finally finishes, and when I test everything, it's working perfectly. Now, I've already come upstairs on Wednesday and Thursday to do some stuff on the computer, because every now and then I like to come up here and surf. And I'm like, all right, I just got to go upstairs to the podcast, turn everything on, get it ready, take a shower, and then I'll be ready to record. That was at 1 o'clock. And yeah, I do not know what happened. I think because this computer is always on and I have the updates ready to go, I think it updated itself and then did whatever it had to do, because all my shit was gone. So what I mean by all my shit is my Google Chrome pages that I use for ads and the current events segment, all gone. All of them shut down. You open up Google Chrome and it doesn't remember a fucking thing that it did. I'm like, great. So now I got to search for everything again. Luckily, a lot of the stuff, as soon as you type in 2 letters, it pulls up your history and you can go back to it quickly. For some reason, I had a hard time finding NHVG on Google. It kept pulling it up in Yelp and it kept pulling up the web page, and it kept, when I do the ads, I like to use the Google web page because I upload a lot of pictures to our Google ad, I guess you would call it. I don't know if it's I guess the Google search, whatever it is. Well, if you go to Google, search NHVG, you'll find us, you'll find pictures, and they're all updated pretty relatively recently. I've been trying to take more pictures of the shop, but I mean, how many times can I take, a specific angle picture of the shop without it being the exact same picture over and over and over again? And if you really look closely at it, you'll notice some bottles have moved. But I mean, the store doesn't change shape. We don't move counters around. So I can only take so many pictures and upload them without it being a constant repeat on Google. But I was having a real hard time finding it. And then I finally found it, and then I got Google Chrome back. So now that I got my web pages back, I go to open up the OBS, which is the new thing that I'm using for the capturing of video to show you the stuff that I'm doing on the computer and to record the podcast now. I'm no longer using the integrated camera on the computer. I'm now using OBS. And I turn that on and everything is gone. I mean, I had Tyler set this up for me. We went over it weeks ago. I've been using the same setup. So I would just come up here, open it up, everything's good to go. And I just hit record, do a little capturing and blah, 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 blah. Not today. No, I open it up and it's completely blank. And Tyler is the one that initially set this up for me. So now I learned how to use OBS while it was already open and running. I never had to set it up completely by myself. So it took me an hour and a half to set this thing up by myself and then figure out how everything works, because I didn't really allow myself to do that because I had Tyler do it. Delegation is key, right? Use your strongest resources. So unfortunately for me, it cost me an hour and a half, but I set this one up to really change the current events this time around. So I am excited. I did like 2 or 3 test runs to make sure that when I do this later on in the podcast, what I'm going to do with the OBS system, it'll actually work. And I think there's only one little thing that I want to change where I can't hear anything that the computer plays coming in my headphones. It comes out of my stereo speakers. So I don't want to change that before I record this, because if I end up cutting the audio out on you out there, I'm going to get even more upset. So I figure I'm just going to bite the bullet on this one. I'll have to play around with it some more, but we got to move on today because I just got more stuff to do. I got to get stuff done. I like to get all of this done by 5, and then it allows me to continue into my evening, before my wife gets home, later tonight, because she's back at work. And let me tell you, when things are going good, they always go, it just feels really nice, right? And we can never get too used to that because something bad happens and we're so happy with good that we don't want to deal with bad, and it can make it worse. So her going back to work is an exciting moment. I mean, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks now, but I'm so glad she's back at work. So now I'm hesitant, but at the same time, I'm starting to plan things, trying to get stuff figured out, so we can, finally make some more financial gains in a sense, with her being out of work for 3 months, and the insurance only pays like 60%. It got really tough, but then the insurance also drops the ball and doesn't pay her for like weeks on end. So we're really hoping that this will be the last time that she'll be talking to them. They can give her what is owed to her over the last 4 weeks, and then she's going to get a real paycheck now that she's back to work, for a solid 2 weeks. So that's going to be great. It's going to be good, but at the same time, I get really worried. I get scared because I don't want to get too comfortable. They gave her 3 months to get scanned, and I think we're a month in, and I get worried. She hasn't used the inhaler a couple times. It's super important that she's using this thing, and I'm just trying to get her to stay on track so that she doesn't fall back down. So I'm just trying to I'm like walking on eggshells in a sense. It's very annoying and very frustrating, but I can't get comfortable until she's been scanned. You know what I mean? So I'm dealing with that. It's exciting and nerve-wracking all at the same time. And I'm just hoping that we can finally look past this and move forward and not have any more sicknesses or major injuries with the doctors anymore, because the bills are just piling up. And I'm not saying that like it's all her fault. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we've both accumulated massive amounts of medical bills, and it sucks, when you try to dig yourself out and then all of a sudden you're getting more shit that you got to pay for, and you almost wind up back where you were, except, medical bills, unless sent to collections, accrue no interest. So it's not that bad, but it's like I'm starting to plan where we could be potentially if she stays healthy and in work. We should be in a good spot by the end of the year to take care of all these medical bills. So it's just one of those things, and I bring this up and I talk about it because it's life. This is what we're all going through, right? We're having problems. People are getting sick. You can't go to work when you're sick. You have to get COVID tested. You have to quarantine, and jobs are not paying for this as much as they should. I I have a small business. There's only two of us. We have made some time available in case this goes down, like one of us gets COVID or this or that or the other thing. We've kind of got some plans in place, but it's really difficult when you work for someone else who has nothing in place, or the business is not paying you for taking a COVID test and then having to quarantine. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but it seems like the president is trying to make it so that companies have to accommodate you. You know, people are getting vaccinated and jobs are not paying people for having to be home for 24 hours after getting vaccinated. Like, what are you doing? You got to pay people, stupid. People want to be working. They don't want to be homesick, right? I'm pretty sure I feel this way. I don't want to be homesick. I'd rather be at work, or I'd rather be doing stuff that needs to be done. I'd rather be functioning. But when you're sick, you're sick. You're just down and out. So you should encourage more people to be getting vaccinated and to be getting these things done. So you should encourage, hey, if you get the vaccination today, right, your appointment's today, cool, go get your vaccine. If you don't feel well in the morning, we already know that this causes a 24-hour symptoms, and we'll you can take it as a vacay day, you know what I mean, a paid day, whatever. Put in your PTO, your POT, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? But they're not doing this for people. So it's like, everybody, it's so frustrating. You want us to stay away from each other. Then you want us to wear masks. Then you want us to get vaccinated so that we can wear 2 masks. And then when we go and get vaccinated, we don't have anybody at the jobs paying us to stay home because we got sick from the vaccine. So it's like every time you turn around, they keep saying that this is positive. We're moving in the right direction. Positive. But everything behind it is always negative. So if jobs are not going to pay you for going to get a COVID test and being out for 24 hours, then what's the incentive to go get vaccinated? You know, unless you're traveling, you know, you have to be vaccinated when you're traveling. But people are just trying to get vaccinated so they don't have to worry about this stupid thing anymore. The least any business could do is make sure that the person's being paid because they're doing the right thing and they're getting vaccinated. At least that's what they're telling us, right? Go get vaccinated. It's the right thing to do. So I get so upset by this. I find it so frustrating because this is the same fucking circle we keep running in. And I swear COVID made it more and more clear that this is a circle that we're all running around in. And it aggravates me. These big corporations, these businesses need to be taking care of the people that are trying to take care of this problem. The only way we're going to take care of the problem, right, from what I've been told, is if we all get vaccinated or we all get it. So help your employees get vaccinated to try and put an end to this thing, right? That's the least you can do. I understand that we've been closed. I understand that you've probably been paying people to work from home. I understand all of that. I get it. But the problem is that these are the actions that need to be taken so that you can show that you are as excited as everybody else to get vaccinated. If you want people to get vaccinated, you have to be able to give them the 24 hours to recuperate from the first or second shot or whatever, maybe both. But my God, man, do your fucking shit. Do your job and pay these goddamn employees so that they can get vaccinated and we can all move on. Because if they really do need the vaccination, let them get it and let them have the time off to heal from it. And if it's only 24 hours, isn't that better than the 7, 10? Remember when it was 14 days you had to stay home? 14. And jobs weren't paying for that. Then they knocked it down to 10, and now I think we're down to 7. I'm not sure if we're down any further than that, but God damn it, pay your employees so they can go get vaccinated so that we can hopefully all move on from this. Now, I know this coming from somebody who's not getting vaccinated sounds kind of crazy, but it's not about getting vaccinated or not getting vaccinated. It's about taking care of your employees, period. And if they're going to get a vaccination and you know it could cause them to be out for 24 hours, then you should be like, okay, you can take some personal time for this. We understand. Thank you for getting vaccinated and making everybody else here feel a little bit safer. And we'll see you on Thursday. You know, and you tell them this on a Tuesday. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I'm trying to figure this whole thing out because all I hear is like, they want vaccines, and now people aren't getting paid to go get vaccinated. So now it's deterring people from getting vaccinated because they don't want to miss work because they've missed so much work. And now if you've lost your job because of COVID and you got a new job during COVID, well, I'm pretty sure those people must be frightened to miss a day. They must be on edge if they even feel any symptoms of anything because they can't afford not to be there. So let's make it easier for them to get vaccinated so that they can feel more comfortable and stay working and all this other bullshit that I'm rambling about right now. But I just think it needs to be done this way, and it's up to the businesses to take care of it. Slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. This website, I'm telling you, is amazing. They've got everything that you are looking for today. They've got shirts and sweatpants and women's leggings and just the list goes on and on and on. Skateboards, hats, kids' clothes, winter hats, neck gaiters, some of the best printed anything you are looking for I have ever used, and I love them. Look at this shirt I'm wearing right now. That's right. Slow down shirts last wash after wash, and you can only get them here at slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Again, that is slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell that? It's right here at the bottom of the screen. naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. I love this website. I love these products. That's right. All these products are so amazing. And I am going to show you a close-up of them. Look at this. I am loving this new program, like I've said already today. But you've got lip balm, beard oil, 2 different scents, foot and body soak. Oh, look at that. We've updated the pictures. Absolutely amazing. Of course, they also have a salve, which is great for dry skin. Their hand sanitizer, which is their #1 product. Absolutely amazing. Some of the best hand sanitizer I have ever used in my life. You can only get all these organically made products right here at naturalbossnh.com. That's naturalbossnh.com. Buy any one of these products or get all 5 today. New Hampshire Vape Gallery is located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings. We're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. You can come in our store provided you wear a mask. Feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. And we have everything. You ever been to a vape shop? You ask somebody a question behind the counter and they don't even vape themselves? Isn't that frustrating? Well, that's what all my customers tell me. They love coming to New Hampshire Vape Gallery because if you ask us a question, we're going to give you an educated answer. That's right. We're knowledgeable in vape. We're not a smoke shop that took vaping on just to make an extra buck. We are literally a vape shop and vape shop only. So we strive on knowing everything that we need to know about the vaping industry. So you can only get that at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, people. So you got to come down, you got to come up, you got to come in today. at New Hampshire Vape Gallery, located at 180 Lafayette Road, Seabrook, New Hampshire, down the street from Home Depot and next to Smoke Rings, where we're open 7 days a week from 10:30 to 8 p.m. Feel free to give us a call, 603-814-4171. I look forward to seeing you there. And now, back to the show. You know, I keep talking about these fights I have with myself and my anger issues that I need to work on. Well, last Sunday we were at my grandmother's. I think I had mentioned it last week. My wife decided to have a cup of wine. I gave her a stank eye because I was very upset, but I'm not going to say anything in front of my family. That's a discussion for the car or at home, not for in front of everybody. You have to learn, and I think this goes for everybody, you got to learn when to pick your fights. And in front of your entire family is not the time to pick a fight. You can definitely make it known that you're irritated, but I'm not going to talk about it while I'm there. I'll talk about it on here instead. She's going to fucking hate this. Oh, I don't care. But yeah, well, I think she listens still. And if she doesn't, well, that's fine too. I don't give a fuck. But so I give her the stink eye. I'm upset. We get in the car. I talk to her about it. I don't like it. Obviously, alcohol is the number one thing that could definitely ruin her immune system and bring her back down to like a square one. It is the only way I can say it, I guess. And so I let her know. I tell her this is not good. Can we just wait 2 months? Just wait until after you get scanned, please. So we go home. Monday happens. Tuesday happens. I think it was Wednesday or something. She didn't have the greatest day at work on Tuesday. And then I heard some glass bottles being smacked around, and I was like, oh, she must be just grabbing some warm water out of the, because we have a wine rack that has like no wine in it anymore, but I put water in it. So I thought she was grabbing a water, but then I heard the fridge open and I heard it get placed in the fridge. Now, I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't even really pay attention. I just did what I was doing. End of the night, I wake up in the morning. Now, when I wake up in the morning, I open the fridge to take care of the dogs, do all my fucking stupid morning shit, and I notice that there's a bottle of wine sitting there. Now, it's not open, it's sealed. And I'm like, oh, this is not happening. It's not happening. So, I think it was a Thursday. Because she had already gone to work and I had come home from jiu-jitsu. So I'm not sure what I had already said, but I know it was a Thursday. So now I notice this bottle of wine. It's unopened. I look in the wine cabinet. There's 3 sitting there. Now, these wine bottles have been sitting there since she got sick in December. So she hasn't touched any alcohol since then. And then she has like 2 glasses on last Sunday. And then all of a sudden now we're making the move to the bottle. So my brain goes from 0 to 1,000 in like 30 seconds. Now remember, she's not home. I'm home by myself. And I am having a full-blown argument. I am pretending that I am yelling at her, and then I'm pretending that I know exactly what she's going to say back to me, and I'm having it at the top of my lungs, just yelling, screaming, and I am losing it, just losing it. Now, this probably would have been a bad thing if she was home, but because nobody was here, I just let it go. I let it go. I came up with scenarios that I would go through. I was just yelling and screaming at nobody. There was nobody there to argue with me, just like there's nobody here to tell me what to say or what not to say, right? It's the same thing. And I just realized that my anger was just out of control. I mean, I couldn't believe that I was having this full-blown argument by myself, yelling so loud that the dogs, whenever I raise my voice, they do not like it. I think it's just in them. And so they're like quivering, they're like hiding because, dad's upset. And I'm like, you guys are fine. I don't understand what the problem is. But I'm sitting there, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm grabbing the bottles, I'm fucking hiding them. And then once I was all done with it, it dragged on for like a half an hour. I was just so angry because I feel like, I don't know, not disrespected, but like unheard. It's crazy to me that you're so close to passing that finish line. Why would you ever jeopardize anything to get past that finish line? If you have been sick since December 28th, why the hell can't you wait? What is this? April, May, June. I think it's like June 14th or something. She gets scanned. What are we doing? Why are you doing this? And now I go to work. I talk to Joe. I mentioned this a little bit. And then I just told him, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen when I go home because she gets home before me. And if she goes to the fridge for that bottle of wine, it's no longer there. So I was thinking about that. I was getting prepared for the argument or fight that would happen because of it. And then at the same time, I'm having these thoughts of, can you believe you're on this side of things? And I'm like, no, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm hiding alcohol from my wife. No, I'm not drinking it. I don't even give a fuck about it. I'm just hiding it from her. So instead of hiding bottles around the house that I would used to drink, because that's what I used to do, I used to be able to walk into any room in my house or my apartments, and I had alcohol there. I would just have to go to my little spot, and I'd have booze. And I had it everywhere. I would even hide alcohol at my friend's house for when I went over there, and if I ran out, I could get more. But I wouldn't be stealing from them. It would just be mine. They just didn't know it was there. So I would do all kinds of crazy shit like this. But it was so interesting to be on the opposite side of things. And I don't know if this irritates my wife or it doesn't. I don't know if she's happy about this or she's not. The amount of change that I've gone through in the last 4 years and 7 months has been tremendous. Just absolutely tremendous. I mean, I'm a completely different person today. And it just took getting alcohol out of the way to find the person that I was supposed to be in the first place. This person has always been here. I just never let him come through because I wanted asshole Chris around all the time. And now I'm so glad that motherfucker's dead, and I hope I never see him again, But I'll tell you what happened, okay? So she comes home, nothing happened. There was no noticing of the wine cabinet being empty. There was no mention of the wine not being in the fridge. And I will tell you, I was a little bummed out. I had prepared for this battle that never happened for some weird reason. And I'm pretty sure it's a good reason, But I was prepared for it. I was ready to rock and roll. I had all my my points. You know, I'm on the opposite side of this stuff. You know, you just need a couple more months before you get scanned. You know, I had all these things I wanted to dish out, and nothing happened. And I was like, son of a bitch. All right. Well, I guess we just let that go. It's done. Now, Sunday comes. Right? Was it yesterday? Or maybe it was Friday or Saturday. I think it was Friday night. Yeah, Friday night, right? She goes, I want some wine. And all I did was turn to her and I said, you got 2 months. And she's like, what? And I go, you have 2 months before you're scanned. Alcohol completely destroys your immune system. Answer is no. I'm not keeping her from drinking ever again. I'm just trying to keep you from drinking and screwing up your immune system while you're healing. And that was it. That was the end of it. I told her that I hit it. I told her she's not getting it. And that's how the whole thing went down. Now, back in the day, this would have never gone down this way. It would have never been this easy. And I never would have thought about any of this properly. And it would have turned into chaos, yelling, fighting, screaming, nothing but issues. So when I hit 4 years, 7 months recently, you know, about 12 days ago now, but I always count my months. I do. I still count my months. Every month that passes is, you know, just another check mark, right? And I was just really excited that here I am, 4 years, 7 months in, and I am now hiding alcohol from my wife. And I am really impressed with the person that I've turned into, because, like I've said a few times now, I never saw any of this coming. I never pictured myself putting my feelings out onto the internet. I didn't think it would help anybody ever, but I never had anything positive to talk about, to bring to people. I was always negative. I never knew what I was talking about. Granted, I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, but I do know what I'm talking about when I talk about this stuff now. So if she does hear this, I'm not stopping you from drinking. I'm just trying to slow you down till we can get the doctor's okay. And that's how that went down. So a lot of emotion, you know, kind of like when the computer screws up and I'm yelling and I'm screaming, and then the computer screws up today and there's no yelling and screaming. It might have taken me a little while to get this all put back together, but now I can do it anytime I want to because I figured it out. But there was no yelling and screaming. It was only thinking. It was only doing, and it was only trying. And that's what got me to record my podcast today without Tyler's help. Well, the same thing goes for my drinking, is I just keep putting in the work. I just keep getting better at not drinking every day. And now the tables have turned to where I'm a little more of the responsible one, and she's trying to have more fun. But at the same time, we've got so many doctor bills that I can't afford for you to go back to the hospital or the ER because you want to drink. So you have to sometimes in life make difficult choices for the people that you love and for yourself. You'll have to make more of those decisions for yourself than the people around you, because if you haven't found your spot yet, like I didn't have my spot, well, then I can't help people because I can't even help myself. So you got to help yourself, then you can help other people. And it was just, it's a complete 180 of where my life used to be, you know. just dealing with things. After I yelled and screamed about my wife almost opening up a bottle of wine, I realized that this has to stop. Why am I wasting my breath? Why am I wasting my vocal cords by screaming at nothing, and then I have a sore, raspy throat because I've completely exhausted my vocal cords from screaming about something I could say inside my head? No one even needs to know I'm thinking it, but I can't do that. I have to open my mouth. I have to hear my thoughts out loud in order for me to retain what I'm thinking and go over it. And I just got really irritated with myself. And I had to change that. And I didn't have to utilize that tool until today. You know, when I came up here and everything was messed up on the computer and I had to find everything and I had to reset up OBS, I had to exercise that. I had to breathe. I had to not yell and scream. And I just had to figure it out because I needed to get on here and be recorded and done by 5. So a lot of shit, going on, a lot of things that I want to change in my life, but I'm afraid to because, we don't know what the future, what the future is going to bring, but you got to be hopeful for the future, and you do have to make somewhat of a plan. Because if you have absolutely no plans, you might miss something. So if you've got a plan and plan it out, but always be ready in case something goes wrong. Because something always goes wrong. That's just life. This shit is not perfect. Something's going to happen. Always. Human interaction is messy. It's just messy, and you don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, or the next day. So you might as well have somewhat of a plan in place so that you have something to focus on and get you to the other side, And that's what I've been doing. I've been focusing. I've been working really hard on myself, and I really feel like I passed another milestone. Is it mild or mile? I think it's milestone. And now I'm working on containing my anger even more. I'm containing it, and I'm trying not to let it run my life because it's exhausting. I hate when things are exhausting. You ever have one of those days where everything, your mental capacity is just so drained? If you've ever gotten into a really intense argument with somebody, when you're done with that, you are drained. And that's exactly how I made myself feel by yelling at myself. So it's just a waste of energy. And there's so much energy being used up during that I could have been doing something else, So that's what was going on this weekend, and I am parched, and I'm gonna murder my thirst. Oh, it's so good. Boom. Thank you, Liquid Death, for murdering my thirst. Hey guys, I'm trying to get some other sponsors on the podcast, so go to Liquid Death. Tell them Talking with Topher sent you. Maybe I'll get lucky. All right, so here we are. Current events. See? That's what I was thinking. I finally used it. This is great. All right. We're going to get set up for this right now. All right. You ready for this? Bam! And we're back, bitches. And we're back. So, what I have done is I have given you the full screen here. I am loving this new program. I really am. I don't know. There must be better ones than this. So if there are, send me an email at TALKIN with Topher at gmail.com. I mean, this is the first one we found. It was the first one that me and Tyler looked into, and so I just use it. I don't have any like love or connection to it. So if you know programs that do this and they're better, please let me know. I would love to get a little bit better of a program. I think this one works really well, but I feel like it's got a few things that it needs. I don't know. The way the videos separate. I know I'm tearing down the fourth wall and kind of talking about bullshit here, but if you know anything about video editing, you know anything about these type of programs, send me a link to possibly get a better one, or maybe I do have one of the better ones that everybody's using right now, and I'm just too naive to even understand that. But so what I got for you for current events today is, first things first. Now, I do not have any stake in anything California. I don't know anything about California. All I know is this is crazy. Caitlyn Jenner is running for California governor. Now, I can't dead name her, but we all know who she used to be. And that's fine. I'm not upset with that. What I am upset with was when she became a woman, right? Am I saying that right? I don't even know. Don't attack me too much, guys, girls, everybody, whatever. Touchy subject. I don't even know how I'm supposed to speak. Okay, anyways. But she got an award for being like the #1 female or something back in the day, and then killed somebody in traffic, and nothing was ever done. And I am so confused, because if it was anybody else, she probably would be in jail, for vehicle manslaughter, considering it was her fault that the person died during that accident. And if you need to, go look up the article. I read it a long time ago, but it was definitely her fault, and nothing was ever done of it. It's really crazy how that happened. I don't know much about California. All I know is that the governor that they have right now is a piece of crap. They're trying to get him out of there. They finally got enough votes or signatures to vote him out. And now Caitlyn Jenner wants to run for governor of California. And I heard Dr. Drew talking about this. He says that he's for it. I am so confused. Does anybody have any idea of what her looks are on government in general? I know I didn't. I saw this. This is how I do my current events, everybody. I look at a title, it catches my eye, I pop it open, and I just start talking about it. I haven't read this shit. I haven't looked into it. I have no idea what's going on here. California is so interesting to me. It's like a little fucking experiment. It's weird. Well, actually, it's a giant experiment, right? It can't be a little experiment. It's a giant one. Like, they're just trying everything. I don't know what is going on. They're so set in their ways. Maybe it's the fact that they're too much of a blue state. I mean, I'm not saying that they need to be Republican, but I'm just saying, like, they're too far left. They're way too far left. Things are going haywire. And is she even somebody who could do that? Or is this another Donald Trump? Right? Fame, popularity, doesn't know anything about government, but we're going to vote the person in because of who you stand for, right? But if you read this, it was actually, if I hit this back button here, you can actually see sugar. We'll go right back. All right. But it actually said that see, I don't want to get this stuff wrong because I don't need problems. God, that's so upsetting. But there was a thing on there that said the LGBTQ. So sorry. You have so many acronyms and so many letters. I don't know. I just want to call you people. We're all just people, right? Can we still use that word? But that group of people were really disappointed with this. And I would have to agree with them because I feel like this is just another Donald Trump. I feel like this is just another person in the spotlight that is going off a popularity vote, and maybe she might be good for California, but I don't know. I would probably vote for Dr. Drew if I lived there before I voted for Caitlyn Jenner. But I thought this was crazy. I'm like, what is going on with the world and California? Is she the one that's going to pull you guys out of lockdown? Is she the one that's going to open everything up? Is she the best choice for you? I don't know. But I mean, Hollywood runs everything, right? That's like the funny saying is everybody bases Los Angeles off of Hollywood or something. But it seems like you're letting Hollywood run the place. I mean, what's going on here? You know, I don't know anything about Schwarzenegger being governor, but I never heard bad things about it. I heard most people were pretty happy with him. But I mean, what a crazy world we live in, huh? Imagine this. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good thing for California or a bad thing, but what I do know is that it's a fucking crazy time in our lives right now. And like I said, if I offended you for not knowing your letters and acronyms and stuff like that, I apologize. I'm kind of dumb. I thought I had the article pulled up that said that and I was going to read from it, but it's gone. So this is how it goes. This is how it goes, people. I will do my best, and that's all I can do. Next one I got is the COVID-19 rapid test. Now, I know, say all kinds of stuff, right? They're inaccurate. They don't work, all this stuff. But here's what I was saying last year is that we're going to get to a point where people are either vaccinated or not vaccinated, which is fine. But we're also going to need lots of tests. And the reason we're going to need lots of tests is because if you go somewhere, say you go to a family event, and not everybody has been vaccinated. Well, now you can give somebody a rapid test, and if they test negative, this is what I wanted to do. God, 6-7 months ago, I was hoping they would get these tests so that we could do this, and then we wouldn't have to worry about being vaccinated. If I give you a rapid test and you're negative, we're good to go. You know, same thing Joe Rogan's been doing for his podcast since the beginning, getting everybody tested. Now, he's using, you know, very accurate tests, where the rapid tests, I guess, are not that accurate, but I think they've gotten better. And isn't it better than nothing? That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. I'm seeing if it sticks, but I think this is a great thing. I got so excited when I got the email letting me know that I can go and get rapid tests for $19.95 at Walmart. And I was like, yes, there's 2 of them in a package. That makes them $10 each. That is worth it to me, 100%. Because now you can have people over that you normally couldn't have over, and you could or we weren't having over just because you didn't want too many people coming in and out. And that's the way it's been for over a year. You have specific people that you'll allow into your house, and you have specific people that you go and see, and then you have specific people that you Zoom with. That's just life as of now. Like, I have a very short list of people that can come in and out of my house. And it was agreed upon between me and my wife, because we don't want lots of people here. And I started doing a podcast. So she's like, I have to put the brakes on this before it even starts. And now that it's started, and I've had some people say that they want to come on the podcast, I'm trying to set up the Zoom for it. But if I had a rapid test, I feel a lot more comfortable, right? You know, I want to know the accuracy of the rapid test that I'm purchasing. Is it over 75% accurate? That's pretty good. I'll take those odds. You know, but we could do something where we're testing. Even if you are going where somebody's already vaccinated, you could test yourself to make sure you're just not bringing it along with you. So I think this is really cool. You can get them at Walgreens, Walmart, and CVS right now. I see this as a great thing. You know, they're going to do all kinds. They got some for $38, you know, home. They got antigen self-test for $23.99. And then, of course, you got your LabCorp for $124. Those ones take 1 to 2 days. So they have got a lot of different tests that are becoming available. And it's just, I think this is the right step. Like, I am not an anti-vaxxer. I have to keep saying that, otherwise I get demonetized or I get flagged. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm not against any of this stuff. But I want more people to be aware of what's going on as time progresses. And now we finally can get COVID tests at your local pharmacy, and you can have those at home for just in case, or to just make yourself feel safer about letting somebody into your house who you haven't let in a while. Vaccinations are great, but there's still chances that you could catch COVID after being vaccinated. What the percentage of that is, I don't know. But wouldn't it be nice to know, hey, just spit or whatever into this quick rapid test, and let's just see what's going on. And you're negative, here, I'm going to do it with you. I'm negative, boom. We can sit down, we can talk, because now we don't have to think about that. And it makes it easier. So I'm very excited about all of these things. This is something that I said we needed a while ago. Rogan said it 1,000 times. You know, we need more tests so that people can test to see whether or not, you know, they have COVID. And it would probably cut the spread down if people could just test themselves. Now, I'm not saying $10 per test is actually like cheap, but it's pretty cheap as of right now. When I was looking up antigen tests, I was looking at $360 for like 24 of them. And when I was looking at COVID rapid tests, they wanted $300, and I had to order them from the UK. So to see them hitting the shelves for under $20, maybe 25 at the most, is awesome. It's just really, really cool. I'm excited about it. I'm definitely buying a couple tests just to have at the house. I just want them. Me and my wife are not vaccinated. I don't know if she's getting it. I don't know if I'm getting it at all. So I figure I'll just have a couple random rapid tests around, and then let's just say I feel a little off one day. You know, allergies are a bitch, and when you get COVID, you can have you can have allergy-like symptoms. That's what I'm going for. Allergy-like symptoms. And when you get these, I just sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe. So it would be nice to be able to be like, oh, let me just take this fucking test real quick. And now, I don't have COVID. Oh, great. No COVID. That's fantastic. So I think this is great. I know I've said this 3 or 4 times now. It must be so annoying, but we're moving in the right direction, right? Tests, vaccines, everything. There's always going to be complications. There's always going to be things that we're going to have to figure out along the way, but at least we're moving ahead. And I'm still stuck on 2022. I feel like I was wrong, but now I'm starting to feel like I was right again. It's weird. I mean, this whole thing has been weird, right? This whole thing has been weird. It's been a complete change of life, and we'll get through it. We will get through it. So, yeah, COVID rapid tests at your local pharmacy available now. CVS, Walgreens, and Walmart. So if you want to take a little bit of the worry out, and this is on Healthline. It has been fact checked, and if I really cared about it, I would click on the fact check. So I'm trying to find articles that are fact checked. Now, who's fact checking them? I don't know. I didn't look into that. I know you got to get deeper, but sometimes you just got to use what you find. So Healthline, you can look that up yourself and check it out. And then I'm going to end on this last note, and I think I can do this. One, because, well, I'm a very small podcast, and 2, it's on YouTube, so I don't think I can get demonetized for this, but I am a fight fan. I love MMA, but I'm really bad with names. I'm really bad with keeping up with everybody, so I do a lot of listening to like Morning Combat and a couple other fight podcasts like Fighter and the Kid. No, not Fighter and the Kid. Below the Belt with Brendan Schaub. And then there's 2 other ones that I listen to pretty regularly, so I can keep up with it. I don't have the money to dish out on fights every weekend. So I'm not that, I guess I'm not that into it. I also don't have the time. I work every Saturday night, so it makes it really hard to watch fights. But I like to listen about them, and I like to see the highlights. And when Tyler showed me this morning, I was like, I need to put this up because I didn't think this could happen. I was absolutely blown away and shocked, as I'm sure all of you were, because by the time this comes out, I'm sure everybody's seen this. I mean, it was trending is the word I was looking for. But this was trending on Twitter, stuff like that. So I don't think I need to play the entire fight. So I'm just going to play probably about 40, 50 seconds of it. I like to give all my videos a thumbs up. You know what I mean? Give the videos a thumbs up. If you're going to watch it, just thumbs it up. I know a lot of people don't like to leave that because they feel like it's real. I'll tell you what I use my thumbs up for. I wish YouTube had a watched button. Just so I can click it and I know that I've already watched that video. But they don't. So guess what I use? The thumbs up. I use that so I know, oh, I've already watched this. Because sometimes when my wife watches something I've already watched, but she doesn't finish it, I'll go back and I'll be like, why didn't I finish this podcast? And then I'll start listening to it and I'm like, oh, no, I finished this podcast. So now that's my indicator to tell me that I've watched it. So if you're like me and you're just looking for a way to mark your videos so that you know when you've watched it, just click the thumbs up. You'll know you've watched the video. I mean, unless they come out with a watched button, then that's what I'm going to continue doing. Now, do I give videos thumbs down? Not really. I'll be honest with you. There's not too many videos out there that I'm thumbs downing. And that's just because I know how much work goes into this. Everybody who makes a podcast put a lot of work into their videos, their editing, their sound quality, and then you can tell who's trying and who's not. So I give them a thumbs up. They did a good job, right? That's how I see it. And that might be arrogant, it might be whatever, but it's how I do my YouTube. That's what I do on my YouTube. And that's why I always tell everybody, thumbs up the videos. It's super important. I get it if you want to thumbs it down. I've had a couple thumbs down on my videos, and I'm like, oh, this guy just thumbs it down because he thought I had an opinion, but he didn't listen to the whole podcast, so he didn't get the whole picture. And then that's fine too. I mean, you get that in the comments, and you can kind of get the feel that they didn't actually make it through the podcast. They just heard you say something, they didn't like it, they thumbs you down, and then they anger tweet you or anger comment you, and then they're like, can't believe you had this opinion. And it's like, well, if you listen to it, that opinion turns into something else. But it's fine. It's fine. I get it. But that's what I do, and that's how I run my YouTube. So yeah, I give my videos a thumbs up. But this is Usman and Masvidal. Now, if I was betting, my money was on Masvidal. It was. So, spoiler alert. Not really. Yeah, look at him smirking, and boom, motherfucker. Fucking crazy. I mean, God, Usman is just a monster, but Masvidal's a killer. So it was just two great athletes going at it, and I love it. Right there. Done. Caught him right on the chin. Set him down to the ground. Usman's the man. Masvidal, unfortunately, has fallen. But, oh my God, I hope you guys really enjoyed all that. I really do. I love doing this current event thing. I need to get better at it. I know. But I'm hoping you like this. I like tearing down this fourth wall, guys and girls and people. How about people? I like tearing down this fourth wall, people. I find it to be fun. It makes my life a little bit easier because I don't feel like I have to pussyfoot around shit. I could just blatantly tell you this is what I'm doing, and I'm just trying it out. And, like I say, if anybody's got anything that they use that it's easier to do by yourself, let me know. This is the only thing I know. So this is what I do. And that's it. That is it. That's the podcast. I'm super excited to be here as always. Another one in the books. I love doing this week after week. I'm so excited to continuously see new subscribers popping up. And I just need to thank everybody. I have to do it. I appreciate it so much. I hope you can see that in my demeanor when I say it. I do mean it. That's it. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be doing this. And I'm just grateful. See? I have to get up. I have to move my camera. It's cool. All right, so that's the podcast today for Monday, April 26th. And just remember to subscribe, hit those like buttons, share this thing, set those alarms, click those thumbs up, right? Click those thumbs up and rate and review the podcast. I appreciate everybody who keeps coming back. I look forward to seeing more and more new subscribers. And I just need all of you out there to help me out. And the way that you can help me out is by subscribing, liking, and rating and reviewing. So all very important. And I thank you for doing it week after week, which is why I keep coming back week after week. So as always, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook. Again, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook. Great place to get some extra content throughout the week. And as always, if you or you know someone who has a story that needs to be heard, send it to TALKIN Witthofer@gmail.com. That's TALKIN Witthofer@gmail.com. That's the official email. Send it on over. You want to send me an email, you want to get some advice, you want to ask some questions, you want to get a Zoom link and get something started, whatever you want to do, you got to send it over to TALKIN Witthofer@gmail.com. All right, official email. So it's been a great week. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the week. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, I'll talk to you later.